There will always be those in need in our community, and for 50 years, Service to Youth Council has been looking beyond themselves to the needs of others. Since 1958, SYC has been creating initiatives to assist young people in South Australia. Whether they are in need of accommodation, work or some direction in life, young people have had a place they can turn to for support and advice.
Over 50 years, SYC has had ups and downs, fits and spurts, but it's maintained true to its cause, which is to help young people who have found themselves in difficult situations, and to help them not to manage it, but to change it, to transition out of it. And that's always been SYC for 50 years.
The stability of SYC has come from its foundations of commitment to those that didn't choose their start in life, those who have missed out on opportunities, those who deserve a chance to achieve and live their dreams. People like you, people like me, people like our children.
If you imagine that you died, that your partner got a new partner, and that new partner didn't like your kids, it wouldn't take long for those kids to be pushed out. And they go to someone else's house and they'd stay there for a while. But because they're hurting inside, their behaviour is really erratic, so they get moved out of there to somewhere else's house. And this goes on until they've burned every bridge, every friendship, every family member. Then they end up with us. They're your kids, they're my kids, they're just normal kids.
Since SYC's inception, programs have existed to empower young people in a way that allows them to feel included and to trust others. Programs like Bronzed Up and Get Rec build friendships and enable young people to build their confidence and be part of a team.
Trace a Place is the central assessment and referral service for youth-supported accommodation in metropolitan Adelaide.
The team at Trace a Place work tirelessly to access temporary home environments to allow these young people a safe, dry, comfortable place to lay their heads.
So each year Trace a Place takes about 30,000 calls related to accommodation. We would have requests from assistance from 2,000 young people, and of that group we would go on to intensively support around about 900 young people a year. About 60% of young people we know that access support from homeless assistance services are females now, and they're one of the most at-risk groups within the homeless population. They're at risk of a whole range of other things once they become homeless, including being much more at risk of things like sexual assault and violence, and they're much more likely to put themselves in fairly dangerous situations to access accommodation.
SYC's participation in the Flexible Learning Option and Youth Pathways programs provides an alternative education option for young people who find the school environment difficult to manage. SYC staff work with young people to bridge this gap and assist them to re-engage in school, find employment or transition into further education and training.
Well, they've pretty much helped me have an opportunity to change my own life, sort of thing, and turn everything around.
Because Jay was doing so badly at school and they were at the end of the line, they didn't know what else to do with him. I didn't know what else to do with him, and basically the school offered us SYC as an option for him to be going and learning some different stuff there. Once he got to SYC, I saw his defences start coming down. He started interacting with the other students a lot better, and he started interacting with the teachers a lot better.
The staff at SYC take the responsibility of helping young people make the changes in their lives seriously and draw upon all their resources to help make a significant difference.
If it wasn't for SYC, I wouldn't have realised that I have the potential to fulfil my dreams.
I don't know where I'm heading, but I know I've got to head in this direction and not the bad direction. I know I need to get my stability back again and look forward to the future and try not to think about it too much and just want to run away and hide, because that's going to get me nowhere.
What drives the staff of SYC to do what they do? What motivates them and the many volunteers? What compels them to devote countless hours of their time to help make a difference in the lives of these young people?
When I started volunteering, I did have a fair amount of free time on my hands and just wanted to do something productive with it. But after a few weeks, actually, I started getting something back, which is quite hard to explain, really. And as much as you'd think of volunteering as somebody giving up their time, I don't quite think of it that way, because I get it is rewarding.
It's really important to have volunteers because the young people that we work with, sometimes they may not get on very well with people at school, or if they're working with paid staff, then it's sometimes a bit different. If they have someone come along who's not paid, who wants to be with them, who wants to spend time with them, it can make a real difference. And so they can actually see that there's somebody there who does actually want to be with them and does want to help them.
The professionalism of our staff and the passion of our staff is vitally important to have the patience and staying power to see our clients all the way through from start to finish.
SYC is committed to building on what it has achieved over the past 50 years, with further initiatives to embrace the needs of young people. The methods may change and vary, but the message remains the same, helping young people to make positive changes in their lives.
What I would see of SYC in the future is through Trace a Place, we help all of those young people who find themselves in varying levels of crisis around their accommodation. We have all of the wraparound services that help them stabilise their lives, whether that's health and well-being, education, training, employment, and all of the things that link that, but also stabilising their accommodation, whether it starts in emergency but gives them an opportunity to exit from emergency accommodation into their own accommodation, to build their identity, to build their resilience and their independence, and also so they can learn interdependence, where they can learn how to, from a stable accommodation base, learn to link with other people and other organisations to take the next step, as we all have.
The young people save their own lives. They have experienced so much and they are so resilient. So they choose when the time is right for them.
We assist young people to get out of whatever circumstance is holding them back, to move them on.
I don't think that these young people ever lose their hope. Sometimes they may encounter situations where they have less hope, but that's one of the great things about working with them, is that they always have hope about that their life can be better, or that things will be different for them. Young people who are homeless still have the same goals as young people who aren't homeless, so they still want a place to live, they still want to have friendships, relationships. If you talk to young people about what their goals are, they'll quite often say things like having a house, getting married, having a relationship, having children one day. So they still have the same goals and aspirations. For some young people, they just don't have the capacity to be able to achieve those things at the current point in time. But they still see that there is an opportunity for them to do that in the future.
SYC services are a vital component in ensuring the well-being of young people in South Australia. The experience from their past guides their future. SYC believes that every child should have a safe place to live, and for as long as there is a need, SYC will work tirelessly to achieve this. These young people are our future.
If I hadn't have heard of SYC, I wouldn't be here now. I might be in jail, which is something that I didn't want.
They said that after I do it for a little while, I'd be able to go over to the TAFE college and learn to be a midwife and stuff, because that's what I want to be when I'm older.
They've been a good opportunity for me to get back on track, and now I have. Now just to do it for the rest of my life.
SYC is great because they helped me out with my driver's ed course, and now I've got my L's from it.
Well, SYC has given me the opportunity to change myself.
Before SYC, I didn't really care about anything. Basically, the only person I cared about was myself. And now I realise, things around me and what's happening. And
I would encourage people to support SYC because they have supported me.